All right, guys. So we made our way to the computer-aided design channel, and we've opened the window, or sorry, the page, computer-aided design page, and we've clicked on the SketchUp task, and we're in the document. We know what's required of us. If you scroll to the bottom, sorry, you'll find all the dimensions that are required to develop the model. Okay, so we're going to go to SketchUp. We've set everything up. There's one more thing we have to do. Depending on whether you're using a mouse or a trackpad, you need to come to the hamburger menu at the top here. Go to App Settings, then go to Navigation. That's how you're going to move around in the model space. If you've got a mouse, obviously you want to be on mouse. Then you can decide. Well, you can't really decide what your scroll button is going to be. So mine will be zoom, and if I click my scroll button down, it'll orbit, and I'll show you all that now. And then if you're on the trackpad, the best thing to do here is, so in other words, you're not using a mouse, have it on trackpad, and then use your two-finger swipe to zoom. It makes the drawing process a lot easier. You don't have to, but I do recommend that. So mouse if you're using a mouse, trackpad if you're using a trackpad. Just a quick little run around here. All of this here, as I said, I think in the previous video, are the features we're going to use for the display of the object, and the tools that we use to build the object are going to be here on the left. Now we're going to have a look quickly at the object itself before we start, because that's going to give us an idea of how we can start this. Okay, so we go to our Teams page. You'll see that in order for us to start this, okay, the best thing for us to do is to work out the total volume of the object, and then we can start to slowly remove material away. So we're going to pretend as if we were doing subtractive manufacturing. Okay, that means that you get a metal block, and then you start to take material away to create the shape you want. Okay, compared to a 3D model. Right, so we've had a look, sorry for the interruption there. So we're not going to be doing like a 3D printing, which is additive, which is adding layers. We're going to subtract. And you'll find that different types of components or different types of things that you model, you will choose to either add things or take things away. Okay, you'll choose the drawing process that best suits whatever you're trying to achieve. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to work with a rectangular prism of the full framework, just like we do in class. We have 80 by 50 by 50. So that's what we're going to go create, a prism of 80 by 50 by 50 in height. So go back to SketchUp. Now, one more thing. If you are using your trackpad, to pan, which means to move left or right in your model space, you either type in H or you click there and you hold your mouse button down, and you can move left and right. The orbit command, which is shortcut should be O, you will then hold your trackpad down, and you should be able to scroll and move around or orbit your object. Okay. If you're struggling with this, just ask someone in your house or ask someone in your class to help you with that. Right. The next thing or if you're in class while you're doing it, obviously you ask your teacher. If you've got a mouse, you don't have to press any of that. To orbit would just be to hold your scroll button down and move. And to pan would be to hold your scroll button down and shift at the same time, and then you can scroll or pan left and right. So those are important. And then obviously on a mouse, the scroll button zooms in and out. And on your trackpad, if you took my advice, you'd be moving your two fingers up and down on the trackpad to zoom in and out. Right, now, the first thing we're going to do is use the rectangle command. So either you click it or you go R for shortcut, gets you the rectangle command. And you'll see the command is active. Now, I'm not clicking anything at the moment. While I'm in the command, I can pan and I can orbit to get myself in a good position. Well, I'm going to zoom in a bit because we know this is going to be a very small rectangle. Okay, I'm going to click on the axis. There's my vertical axis, horizontal axis, and my depth axis, which is also on a horizontal plane. So I'm going to click and release. That's important. Click and release your mouse. Drag out. So remember, click and release and drag out. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in, while I'm in the command, you'll see there's dimensions at the bottom, and I'm going to type in 80, 50. Make sure your mouse isn't moving and you've released your mouse. Then you press enter and you'll see it's created a rectangle of 80 by 50. The next thing to do, and the last thing we will do in this video, is to push pull. This is the button you're going to use most of the time. Every model that you use or draw or build up, you're going to use the push pull command. So we're going to either press P or you can click on the command. And if you ever want to release the command, you hit spacebar. So I'm going to go P for press pull, and it will click on the press pull command and click and release. Now this is the thing you will see we do over and over again. We click and release the mouse. Now I'm going to just drag it up and I'm going to type in 50, enter. Now I've got the framework, okay? And with this block, we can go and remove material away to create the object that we want. In the next video, we're going to create the slot here in the middle. So that's it for this video. Create the framework. Make sure that first go to the hamburger menu. Make sure you've got your trackpad or mouse set to the preferred settings you like, and then go create the framework, if you like, for the swivel bracket.